Hello, everyone, and welcome to Tabor Talk. Boy, it is a beautiful day here in the Catskills. So, I don't know how many times I've done a video like the one I'm going to do now, but the fact that Donald Trump is running for president and there's a 50-50 chance that he might win and become the next president is beyond words bonkers. Just think about that. This guy, all of his crimes. Like, let me just say this, right? Here's a guy who attempted a coup against our own government, incited an insurrection, and attempted a coup. And I'm not just talking about January 6th, the incitement and all that. I'm going back with the fake slate of electors. This had been going on right after November of 5th, whenever the election was in 2020. All right, fake slate of electors, the whole thing. I'm going to talk about the indictments in a second. All right, so yes, January 6th was very bad, but that was just the Hail Mary. That was the last ditch effort, right? So this guy who attempted a coup, tried to overthrow the government, and is allowed to run for president. I mean, it's absolutely bonkers. I got to say one thing about Donald Trump. You're lucky this is the United States, because anywhere else you'd be summarily executed. Executed. You understand me? You understand me, pal? All right. So this guy, people who are supporting this guy, who should be sitting on death row, or at the very least, life imprisonment without the possibility of parole. Not running for president. The whole thing is nuts. So I do have conversations with intelligent people who are on the right, reasonable people, even on my tiny little channel here. I could tell that you're smart by the way you write. And I've talked to these people, they're educated and all that. And I know they've been brainwashed, or they don't want to look at the facts. I don't know what it is. And you have a billion-dollar industry like Fox News and all the other right-wing propaganda outlets, right? You know, and the stuff online like Charlie Kirk and Tim Pool, the Heritage Foundation, all of that stuff. Lots of money pumping in, trying to sane wash. That's the word. They're trying to whitewash or sane wash Donald Trump. Donald Trump is a thug. He's a criminal who tried to overthrow the government and should be sitting on death row, not running for president. Okay? Okay? That's it. Right? So when I have these conversations, I'm like, oh, going back and forth about policy, and there are problems with the Democrats. And usually the right is always the trans thing. Stupid, stupid trans men in sports. I mean, who gives a shit, man? That's like a tiny percentage. It's like 0.001% have this issue, and it's so dumb. I'm watching television, all these commercials. Oh, Kamala Harris wants to pay for prisoners to get a sex change, and then a man with a dick wants to go in a women's prison, and she's going to pay. It's so stupid. It's false. It's bullshit. And who cares? The whole thing is dumb. It's just all bullshit, the trans thing. And let me just say my position, it's so obvious. Do I want men transplanted in women's sports? No, I don't. It's just fucking common sense. All right? Let's stop. There are more important issues going on. But I do, trans, whatever, just they're human beings, just like everyone else. Treat them with dignity and respect. No, I don't think they should be playing in women's sports. Okay, so that's where I differ from maybe my party, which is not really the position of the Democrats. It's a dumb non-issue. Okay, getting back to Trump, there are a million things. What this guy has done. He's a business fraud. The whole thing. He's a fraud. If you watch the New York case, the Alvin Bragg, and unfortunately it wasn't televised, you'll see what kind of a piece of shit this guy was. His whole life, the whole thing is fake. That Trump buildings and the plane and his Trump town, that's all bullshit. It is all based on fraud. He's a fraudster. His number one guy was David Pecker from the National Enquirer. See, if people saw that, nobody would vote for him except for the MAGA cult base. Everything was fake. Even in the 2016 primaries, the whole Ted Cruz's father, killed JFK, all that stuff. I've done several videos on this. The guy is a fraud. The guy can barely read. He's a dummy. He's a dumb guy. The whole thing about him getting into college with Warren, I've done so many videos, I'm not going to repeat this. The guy is barely literate. He's a dumb guy, and he's just a grifter. Okay, now this book here. What I say to people, I'm having these reasonable, rational, good faith conversations with people on the right. I go, first things first, you gotta understand. Read this, the original court documents. And if you don't like commentary, if you say, oh, it's spin, oh, don't read the commentary. Read the actual court documents. This is Melissa Murray's. It's all here. All of the 91 out 88 indictments. Read the court documents. People don't even know about this. That's the problem. I'm having these conversations with right wingers. I go, what about the fake slate of electors? What? Like, oh, you could thank Fox News and Sean Hannity for sane washing. They don't even know about this. It's really, really disgusting. And I'm not blaming the people, just regular folk who have jobs, who don't have the time to spend an hour or two a day studying, looking at politics, looking at the issues, looking at this, reading this. So they don't know, and they click on the TV, and there's Fox News and Sean Hannity lying. Right-wing propagandist Sean Hannity and all the other mega politicians, right? So that's it. I've done this video about 50 times. I don't know, maybe I'm embellishing or something like this over and over and over. Donald Trump should be sitting on death row, not running for president. Or at the very least, if you're not against the death penalty, is sitting in prison, life imprisonment. And when he loses the election, that's what's going to happen. All right. On that note, good friends, good books, and a sleepy conscience. Hey, by the way, baseball, holy shit. What a game. One of the best games you'll ever see. Didn't work out for me. I'm a Yankee fan. But the Cleveland Guardians, Yanks, ninth inning, holy shit. Bottom line is the Indians 1-10 with a walk-off. David Fry hit a 2-run homer. Classic game. One of the best games you'll ever see in playoff. It will go down as one of the best games in playoff history. And then the Mets, looks like they're going to be eliminated. They lost, 10-2 yesterday. The Dodgers are up 3-1. So the Dodgers might end the Mets season today. Okay, on that note, peace. Okay, if you made it this far, thank you very much. Make sure you like and subscribe. It helps with the algorithm, and spread it around. You know you want to. Peace, everyone.